Okay, today we're going to review how to divide fractions and whole numbers, and also whole numbers and fractions. Okay, let me go ahead and clear this real quick. Okay, we're going to start with a fraction divided by a whole number. So let's say we have 2/3 divided by 6. So we got to think of this as, for example, we have 2/3 of a candy bar. So let's take our candy bar. We're going to cut it in 2/3. Let's make another color on here. Let's use this color. So we have 2/3 of a candy bar. We don't have this part right here, this last part. We're going to now share it with 6 people. So choose another color for sharing. Okay, so I've got this much of a candy bar. I need to share it with 6 people. If I go like this, I can give each person one section because I now have 6 sections, so I can share it. I'm going to go ahead and carry this out to the rest of the candy bar just so I know what fraction of the candy bar each person will get. So each person will get one section out of a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sections. So 2/3 divided by 6 is 1/9. Okay, now there is another way to look at it. Let's say we have 2/3. This is the shortcut way. I want you to remember, though, how to do it this way because you need to be able to visualize it. But for the shortcut way, you do 2/3, and you're going to times by the reciprocal of the divisor. And since the divisor is 6, the reciprocal, that's 6/1, the reciprocal is, I didn't mean to put that, the reciprocal is the opposite, so it's 1/6. So we're going to multiply it by the reciprocal. So we're going to multiply it by 1/6. That gives us 2 on the top and 3 times 2 times 3 on the bottom. Cross off our 2's. And that gives us 1 on the top and 9 on the bottom. So you can see that either way, it's going to give you the same answer. But it's important that you understand the visual part of it as well. Okay, let's clear this one, and then we'll do a whole number divided by a fraction. So let's say we have 6 divided by 2/3. We'll go ahead and just do the opposite. This is saying now that this is what we're starting with. This is saying, for example, that we have 6 candy bars. And we want to see how many 2/3 of a candy bar are in 6. So let's make this into 2/3. Into thirds. And we're going to use different colors to help us identify this. Okay, here we have, there's 1 2/3. Here's another 2/3. And another 2/3. And another 2/3. Another 2/3. And another. And altogether we have 9 2/3. So 6 divided by 2/3 is equal to 9. We can think of that as if we had 6 candy bars and we wanted to give each person 2/3 of a candy bar. How many people could we share our 6 candy bars with? We could share them with 9 people. Okay, now to look at that in the shortcut method, we would take 6 over 1. We're going to times it by the reciprocal of 2/3. The reciprocal would be just the opposite, which would be 3/2. So we're going to multiply that by 3/2. And 6 is 2 times 3. 3 is 3. 2 is just 2. Cross those off. What's left is 9. And nothing's left on the bottom. And so you can see that they are the same, whichever method you use. It's important, though, to understand the visual of each of the two types of division problems so that you understand what the difference is between them. All right, good luck.